Tonight on News 5, a dramatic shift at the Port of Belize as government's takeover reignites the long-stalled expansion plan. What we uncovered inside last night's public consultation. At the National Assembly, a fiery showdown between Prime Minister Briceño and opposition leader Tracy Panton as the 2026 budget debate ends with sharp exchange. In Placencia, a brutal killing. The general manager of Fife's Bananas found fatally stabbed in his home. Plus, police torch a massive drug haul, but nearly 400 vape mods are pulled back over safety fears. And a regional shakeup. Trinidadian President Kamala Persad Bessasar opposes Dr. Carla Barnett's return as CARICOM's Secretary General. The news is breaking. The details are coming into focus. News 5 starts now.
Cellular World, we believe technology shouldn't just be functional. It should make your home uniquely yours. Design your smart home with the full range of Samsung appliances and TVs. Equip your kitchen with smart and stylish fridges, advanced microwaves, and whisper-quiet dishwashers, bringing smart living to the heart of your home. Make daily tasks simple with efficient smart washers, powerful dryers, or an all-in-one laundry hub that adapts to your lifestyle. Experience true-to-life colors and spot-on sound with the Samsung Q LED Smart TV. Connect all your spaces instantly with the Smart Thing app for seamless control wherever you go. Get all your Samsung products today with the peace of mind that only the 1-year warranty from the authorized distributor can give you. So stop by your favorite location and start designing your smart home today. Only at Cellular World.
Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, March 26th. I am Sabrina Daly. For years, Belizeans have argued about what the Port of Belize should become. But tonight, the conversation is shifting. After Waterloo's ambitious expansion plan collapsed under environmental objection and technical red flags, the project seemed destined to sit on the shelf. Now, with the government of Belize taking full control of the port, the debate has snapped back to life, this time with a different power dynamic and a new set of expectations. Under NextEra's guidance, the country is hitting reset. Engineers, residents, business owners and stevedores are back at the table, not just revisiting old proposals, but asking tougher questions. What does responsible development look like? Who benefits? Who bears the risk? The promise of growth is on one side. The realities of environmental and social impacts sit firmly on the other. It's a pivotal moment for a project that could change the coastline and the economy. And as consultations reopen, Belizeans are watching closely, not just to see if the port will grow, but whether this time the process itself will be different. News 5's Paul Lopez has the story.
Back in 2022, Waterloo was all in, ready to pour major investment into expanding the port of Belize, building a full cruise terminal, and upgrading the country's aging cargo operations.
This is the icing of all investments, because here we're contemplating a project where there will be a massive turnaround in the port.
The project never got off the ground after its environmental impact assessment were rejected over threats to the barrier reef and problems with dredge spoil containment. 4 years later, with the government now owning the port of Belize, the expansion plan is back, and NextEra is once again leading consultations. On Wednesday night, they presented to a packed room at the Biltmore, where even supporters of the stalled Port Magical project showed up in branded t-shirts.
In this current project, they are contemplating nearshore mangrove habitat creation from dredge spoils. In the previous iteration of the project, the dredge spoils were supposed to be placed underwater.
The project includes a significant amount of dredging to modify the access channel, turning basin and berths for cargo and cruise ships. In total, just over 8.5 million cubic meters of dredge material will be extracted. We're talking about nearly 700,000 dump truck loads of spoil, and a Port Loyola resident even proposed using it to fill land in the community.
Those dredged material, can they be used for the people in Port Loyola for landfill? Can that be used? We need it. So can you give us that?
Some of this material is usable, and that's what the engineers are saying. It is usable for construction. It is beneficial dredge spoils. You can build things on it. The rest is not. It's not usable in that way.
Developers say the dredge material could jumpstart an entirely new coastal habitat, about 500 acres of restored mangroves built right next to the port. But beyond the environmental pitch, the project also tackles the social questions hanging over Port Loyola. To understand how the expansion might affect families, jobs, and the neighborhood's daily rhythm, the team went door to door and held community consultations. Those conversations and surveys revealed a set of concerns and priorities that will now help shape what comes next.
What did we find? There was strong community support. 83.4% expressed either strong or moderate support for the project. Some of the main concerns as it relates to environmental concerns from the community, noise pollution. This was actually the primary environmental concern. During
consultations, stevedores raised a big concern. If the port goes fully mechanized, will their jobs disappear?
When the machines come and you only need one man to operate the crane, what will happen to the other 29 men who used to go out there?
You guys have sat down and consulted with us, and far more we think we will have job stability. Up more, we have to get it in a black and white, but you know, that's Steve, I do a point of view for me.
Tour operators also want assurances that they won't be left out if the project moves forward.
Right now at the tourist village, we are outside looking in. So we challenge the government of Belize, even though we support this project and we're going to continue to support it, that we want to sign an agreement with you folks for perpetuity.
One striking detail from the night wasn't what happened, but who did not show up. Aside from the Turnef Atoll Sustainable Association, major marine conservation groups were noticeably absent. Oceana, which loudly challenged the project in 2022, didn't take a seat at the table this time around. Has the debate shifted, or are key watchdogs choosing to stay out for now? Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
As talks continue about major cruise and cargo upgrades at the Port of Belize Limited, residents in Port Loyola are making it clear that they don't want to be spectators in their own neighborhood. They're asking for solid guarantees that the people who live closest to the port will actually benefit from the jobs these massive projects promise to bring. Their concern isn't new, though. Communities impacted the most by big developments often say they're the last to see real opportunities, left to share the crumbs while others walk away with the bigger rewards. This time, Port Loyola residents want assurances up front, not after the fact.
Previously, when we were having this discussion, one of the things that came up was that we want employment to come from our area, right? We have unemployment. Everything you said, we have it there, right? We have vulnerable populations. Our people want to work as well.
So if this takes place and this project goes through, I hope it has a lot of job employments for the immediate community. You check, we don't cut short, nothing to put we foot in a, like what I said, step by one tour.
He's right, I grew up on Southside Belize too, and the lack of jobs and the lack of projects, I think really has underdeveloped the south side of Belize City. And, it was a father of the nation that says progress brings problems, but we can back down from doing a project because we have some challenges. Right? We have to get together and overcome the challenges. We have to meet it head on and find solutions. That's what we're here to do, right? And we have to do it together. And I understand we have differences of opinion on how we do it. That's okay. But one thing I am very encouraged by tonight is that everybody recognizes we have to get this thing done right. When you look at some of the challenges we have at the port right now, if we continue like this, you're going to have to shut it down. If we don't do something about it, that's the reality.
Concerns over public health took center stage at Wednesday night's consultation in Port Loyola. Resident Dr. Abraham Flowers pressed developers for answers, asking whether a proposed mangrove island could block the flow of wastewater from the nearby sewer treatment plant. Right now, that drainage runs directly through the port's property, and Flowers worries that without proper planning, sewage could back up, creating serious health risks for families who live in the area. Tonight, we take a closer look at his concerns and the response from project officials.
Up to now, I haven't heard anything about the sewer management pool, which we call the dike, which literally right now, we're saying, right, is literally affecting the people in Port Loyola, in Genosha area, for being more specific, Farbaz Road, and also the central region, which is considered as Freedom Street, Malcolm Street, and Unity Street. There was nothing mentioned about that. That is super important. So if these urine, defecation product doesn't flow off, then literally it will flow back into these residential areas.
When the outflow reaches the CDA, you will notice from the presentation that that stream actually flows into the canals. So that is going to be passed over into the canals within the mangrove islands, and it's going to be flushed out. So there's no impediments at all. There's no constraints there in terms of the company, and the company needs to speak to itself. I'm the consultant, but there was no impediment pointed out to me. I didn't recognize any from the consultations we carried out and from our own field investigations. So that state of affairs is expected to continue in its present form.
Businessman David Gegg did not attend last night's public consultation. The developer is fighting to save his Port of Magical Belize project, but his latest comments have stirred up unnecessary alarm. He blasted Belize City's wastewater system, leaning on a debunked 2025 study to claim it poses a major risk. Belize Water Services is firing back. The utility company says GEG's comments are flat out misinformed and ignore years of upgrades already in motion. BWS points to millions invested in dredging the lagoons and moving toward a modern tertiary treatment system with international support. Executive Chairman Cornelia Acosta says the criticism shows a lack of engagement, not a failing wastewater system.
I think it shows maybe some misguided anger and some lack of information. I think he could have approached and asked what are the plans. I know the port developers had approached us. The Department of Environment has also approached us on what were the plans for Belize City. Now that facility hasn't been improved for I think 30-40 years. The board 5 years ago had instructed that we put wastewater and sanitation as a priority for BWS, and we have been doing that. Over the past 2 years, we've invested more than $6 million in improving our facilities. We started dredging that lagoon. We recently got a grant from the World Bank to now create that primary treatment facility into a tertiary treatment facility with a UV station at the end to ensure that the water that is being treated, right, comes out on meeting standards. So it will be a facility similar to the one in Belmopan. You have been to the one in Belmopan, and we've had several visits from the World Bank as well. So that project starts, I think, closer to the ending of April. So like I said, you could have approached and we could have explained to him what were the plans. So by the time that whichever project starts, we are going to have definitely have a better system than what we have now.
BWS says all the panic could have been avoided if GEG had simply asked for the facts. After the break, the 2026 budget debate rekindles concerns over the growing wage bill with fresh questions about Belize's financial future.
Starter homes have been given to any member of my constituency, Mesopotamia. How is it that Mesopotamia did not get a single starter home for anyone in this division? I am telling you, I as a representative, since I have been there, have received none. Now one thing I know do, I know lie, I know liar.
That is a lie. The reality is that 7 persons out of Mesopotamia who are registered voters in Mesopotamia have received homes already, and there are a few more that will be receiving homes in a short order. Those 7 people come from the special project on Iguana Street that is right at the corner, that big huge building that you see. There are 17 persons living in that house, 3 families, 3 single mothers. This entire structure is located in Mesopotamia. So for him to say we have not spent any money in housing in Mesopotamia, I'm not understanding if he's blind. 2 of his people are in Blackberry. There are 2 in Belmopan. You have 1 in Highland. Lee Marchang has received messages from me, and he has said, no, I'm not attending. So if you're not attending, am I supposed to be forcing you to attend? No, I can't force you to attend to your people. I can do what I do, which is ensure that your people receive homes, and after that it's your responsibility to do the rest.
Most of the housing are being built by one contractor.
There are right now currently 135 or more contractors registered and who have built these homes across the length and breadth of this country, from Corozal to PG. These are small contractors. These contractors are hired to build the homes in the area they come from.
That's $186 a square foot.
His entire presentation on that is a lie. The homes cost approximately $129 more or less per square feet, and that includes full plumbing, service entrance, and we have to do a lot of landscaping, we have to do a lot of prep work for the properties, especially in the low-lying areas of Belize. We have had to push in roads for a mile. I think one of the longest roads we've built is a mile or a little bit over a mile, and that is in terrain that is not easy to handle. We've had to remove hillsides, we've had to pull down bushes and do a complete bushing of the entire area. We've had to do culverts. We've had to try to negotiate with BL to push in electricity poles and entire systems. We've had to talk to BWSL to get water. We have tried to improve the quality of the lives of the persons who receive our homes.
Oh, for true? Why? Hallelujah!
Smart for everybody. Smart leading everything. Smart give you everything. Smart offer everything. Smart give you everything. North to the east and the south and the west. Smart are the best. Darling, double up my data and give me all the text. In fact, give me a plan for my family. Unlimited calls, so me like it. And Smart make everybody feel happy. Bringing people together, me want it now. Smart got love for everybody. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Me want my Smart plan, want it right now. More bundles, data plan. Me want my smartphone, internet in my hand. Cause me want my Smart plan, want it right now. Smart, stay connected, stay happy.
Week 6 of the NABL season showcases 3 flaming matchups this weekend. On Friday night in Dangriga, the Dream Ballers look to bounce back after an heartbreaking loss and take it to the Belmopan Trojans. Then, on Saturday night in Corozal, the Spartans try yet again to get their first win against the undefeated #1 team in the league, the Orange Walk Running Rebels. And in Belize City,
Them not like me, I mean I like them.
a full-fledged clash as the #2 team in the league, the San Pedro Tiger Sharks, try to stay undefeated against the loaded Belize City Defenders. Entertainment by the NEBL girls, giveaways, and the halftime $5,000 National Sports Council Shooting Challenge. So see you this weekend for an NEBL weekend, sponsored by the Government of Belize.
Hi, I'm Evan, and we're going to talk everything tourism today.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and we look forward to talking to BTIA today on some very important tourism topics.
Welcome to Belize Travel Beat, the pulse of Belizean tourism.
The final day of budget debates wrapped up late Wednesday, but not before things got heated inside the National Assembly. Prime Minister John Briceño opened his closing remarks by going after opposition leader Tracy Pantone's presentation, criticizing both its tone and substance. Tensions quickly escalated when Pantone accused the PM of mocking her disability, a claim that drew immediate pushback. Briceño insisted his comments had nothing to do with her physical condition, arguing instead that his criticism targeted what he described as her inability to properly analyze a national budget. It was a fiery end to 3 days of debate, with both sides leaving the chamber firmly planted in their positions.
The listening public, for us from this side, yes, and the other member, the listening public received key details on how Plan Belize 2.0 is delivering for the Belizean people, as well as how we plan to keep delivering for the benefit of all. From those on the other side, especially from the leader of the opposition, they receive a drab and dragged out ramble with little substance and no true analysis of the budget. The leader of the opposition was poorly prepared and failed in a real analysis of the national budget proposals. She tried, unsuccessfully, I believe, to deceive and distort the facts, and many of my colleagues were quick to point this out. And perhaps this is where the disability lies, Madam Speaker. The disability lies in her not being able to properly analyze, criticize, and provide alternatives, exposing her lack of qualifications to lead a nation. Now, I can be a lot harsher in my criticism of the leader of the opposition at this time. You could remember when the then Prime Minister Dean Barrow used to come at us. I mean, he called we all kind of name. And she sat on the other side, yeah, laugh, you know. She enjoyed it. But when I said do so, not like do so.
Prime Minister John Briceño didn't stop at criticizing Tracy Panton's budget presentation. He also took aim at those backing her. During his closing remarks, the PM pulled out a recent Facebook post from former UDP Deputy Chairman Alberto August. In that post, August sharply criticized Panton's performance, and Briceño didn't just mention it. He quoted August directly on the House floor, using the opposition's own former insider to drive his point home.
I don't need to be cruel because the critics of our own party have already passed judgment on her performance. One of their stalwarts posts on social media, and I quote, please forgive me, it's not my words, Madam Speaker, and I quote, "Is this crap what you invited UDP supporters to tune into?" End of quote. Say a name and I'll whistle. Now, this is not a word, Madam Speaker, that he used to describe. This is the word that he used to describe. I don't want to repeat it again. So this is the word that he used to describe almost 2 hours of aimless rambling. Not even I would have gone there. But this is from one of their own. So let me sum it up this way. The opposition came to this house, and for 3 days, all they were able to say with clarity are 2 things. One, thank you, PUP, for giving us what we never gave you when you were in office for the past 13 years.
Everyone knows government's $700 million wage bill is bursting at the seams. The big question now is whether the latest salary adjustment for teachers and public officers is adding even more pressure to an already unsustainable tab. As announced during this week's budget debate, a 4% raise kicks in on April 1st, coming right after last year's 4.5% bump. So how much strain will this put on the public purse, and is it fair to pin the wage bill problem on frontline workers? We put those questions to BNTU President Nadia Kaliz.
The BNTU will not take the responsibility of government having an increase in expenditure. First of all, government is hiring new people. They have their contract workers. They have new projects that they're engaged in. So they will always the wage will always go up until government finds a way to curtail certain things. But education is not the answer to that, because you have a growing population. These children need to be educated. So what are you going to do? Give us 100 students in a classroom with 1 teacher because you want to cut the cost? No, that's not where you make the cuts. You make the cuts in other areas.
The leadership race at the Belize National Teachers Union didn't turn out to be much of a race at all, and that's making its own statement. As the BNTU gathers in Belize City for its annual national convention, members were expected to vote today for their next president. But no one stepped forward to challenge current leader Nadia Kaliz. With the seat uncontested, Kaliz will automatically continue at the helm for another 2 years. And while some may see that as just a procedural formality, others say it reflects something bigger. A union that's choosing stability, continuity, and a steady hand during a period of ongoing national education challenges. We caught up with Kaliz inside the Civic Center, where she shared what this second term means for her and for the teachers she represents.
We were supposed to be electing a new president because it's presidential election year, but nobody submitted the application, only me, and so I will be endorsed later today for another 2 years. The BNTU convention brings together its membership annually, and today is history, Paul. This is history. We have far more members attending the BNTU convention this year than they did last year in Punta Gorda, and I'm telling you, we have over 2,000 members here. That's a fact. Never, ever, ever have you seen this. 400, 500, maybe 600 persons coming to our convention. So we're happy for that. If you look at our team, we're standing resilient, building bridges, and united for transformative change. And this is a part of transformative change. Today, we'll be looking at what you call the union business, our finances, the direction we want the union to go, and we open to what we call members forum for them to share with us how they feel, and whatever it is, whatever challenge they have, because this is where decisions are made on behalf of the union.
BNTU members say Kaliz's unchallenged return shows they're sticking with steady leadership when it counts. Coming up, UB's new Policy Institute is stepping up its game, pushing for research-driven governance that could change how big decisions get made in Belize. But first, here's the weather forecast for today.
Nestled away in the quaint Belize River Valley, Black Orchid's Panda River Restaurant offers a variety of great dining areas and experiences with an excellent variety of local and international cuisine, with healthy meal options for vegans and those with health concerns. Your delectable dining can be topped off with our excellent desserts, natural fruit juices, and exquisite wine and drink options. All prepared by our certified chef and award-winning mixologist. Come to Panda River Restaurant and River Rum Bar to relax in the pool or use our excellent conference facilities combined with great dining.
A diamond in the jungle. We are human beings, so when we are in a hole, we always think our hole is the biggest, deepest, blackest hole. That is just human. And at MIDH, we get to experience a lot of people's sadness and a lot of their turmoil, a lot of what they go through on a day-to-day basis. We have to be there, open to 24 hours a day, having them call us and calling me and telling me, Miss Mar, you know how I live. They send me videos of when it's raining, what's going on in their house. People send you pictures of their children playing in the muddy waters. It's a toll to take on. personally every single day. And you recognize that it's the truth, it's their life, it's what they want to change about their lives, and they see this program as a way for them to make a change. So simultaneously, when I'm handing out keys, or when we are handing out keys at MIDH, the same day I know my phone is going to ring incessantly for the next few days with people who will be sending me videos, will be crying, will be telling me that their story is one that I need to look at immediately because it's urgent. So it's very difficult because countrywide we have a great need, and we are trying our best. We can continue this program for another 10 years and we probably still would not complete filling all the needs.
Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, we've always proudly celebrated Women's Month. This year, we celebrate women keeping the balance at home, at work, and in their communities. That's why all March long, all women receive 15% off store-wide, from paints to plumbing and everything in between. Plus 30 to 65% off lots more deals on sale and clearance. With trusted experience, top quality products, and service that's second to none, we're here to support women every step of the way. Visit or call us today. Happy Women's Month from all of us at Habet and Abet and Brothers Abet, doing our part to balance the scales.
Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Open Your Eyes, What the Friday edition. We start with our final Women's Month panel called Breaking Barriers, Empowering Women in Leadership, as we spotlight the voices and vision of women shaping Belize's future. Then, it's your turn to chime in as viewers share their thoughts on the latest local news, bringing real perspectives from across the country. Next, we celebrate a major milestone as Smart Belize marks 21 years of connectivity, reflecting on its journey and what's ahead. And we wrap things up on a sweet note with sweet creations from Dooney and Dudits at Kisses and Bites, serving up delicious treats you won't want to miss. Tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. on Open Your Eyes and start your morning right.
A quiet Thursday morning in Placencia was shattered by violence after a man was fatally stabbed inside his home, leaving residents stunned and police searching for answers. Just after 8:30 a.m., same bite officers rushed to a residence along Caribbean Way, where a witness told them the upstairs tenant had been attacked by a neighbor. When police reached the victim, he was suffering from multiple stab wounds and bleeding heavily. 51-year-old Rolando Vindas Quesperes A Costa Rican national and the general manager of Fife's Banana Farm was rushed to the Placencia Polyclinic, but doctors couldn't save him. He was pronounced dead just before 10 a.m. Police quickly detained a 47-year-old man from Maya Beach, who neighbors say lives nearby. He was taken to the Saint Bite police station as investigators try to piece together what led to the deadly confrontation. For now, the motive remains unclear, and the usually peaceful Placencia community is left grappling with the sudden loss and unanswered questions. Earlier today, police torched a massive cache of illegal drugs, everything from cocaine and crystal meth to cannabis and even cannabis-infused candies. But nearly 400 vape mods didn't make the flames because lithium batteries make them a safety hazard. So they'll be destroyed separately on advice from the Department of the Environment. Before the mixed haul was fed to the incinerator, Superintendent Hector Rodriguez made sure every item was checked, verified, and accounted for.
There are several types of drugs that will be destroyed. We have cocaine, we have marijuana, cannabis, we have crystal meth, we have cannabis-infused candies that will be destroyed. The forensic persons, Ms. Parks, will be testing at random. It's not everything that will be tested. She will decide which one will be tested. All right? Any questions, anything? I ask that you would take off as you go along, just so that everybody could be on the same page. And we verify that whatever is on the list is what. There is one item, item number 439. I think it was scratched off. Item number 439. That has been removed from the list.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
There are several vape mods that are also on the list. We will not be destroying those here at this event because of this lithium batteries that are inside. The waste control do not want us to destroy those in the fire because it might cause problem. Those will be done at a separate.
Which number is that one? Which number?
Ali, we have over 388 vape mods that were to be destroyed, but because of safety reasons, we won't be destroying it here because they contain lithium batteries and liquid as well. So that will be destroyed at a separate event based on advice from the Department of Environment.
It's all part of a careful, controlled effort to responsibly dispose of dangerous substances while protecting both the public and the environment. Belize's newest public policy institute is already moving fast. The Belize Policy Research Institute at the University of Belize, BNTU, launched in 2024, is pushing to make evidence-driven decision-making the norm across government. Executive Director Dr. Dylan Vernon says the past year has been intense and productive. BNTU is working to ensure that policies, from the national budget to transport, land, and social issues, are shaped by solid research that people can access and understand. He argues that public policy is simply the collective actions a nation takes to solve real problems. So the public must be at the center of every step. Built as an independent but closely linked unit within UB, the Institute protects its academic freedom to stay credible and objective. Dr. Vernon says this independence is key to offering honest analysis and trusted guidance, reinforcing UB's push to become a national leader in meaningful, research-driven development.
This week has been a very important one in terms of the world of public policy. And from Monday to Wednesday, and the minister just came from that, we had the debate of the annual budget right here in Belmopan. And if anyone ever asks you which public policy is the most important in a nation in Belize, I think if you say the national budget, you're correct. It is the budget that tells you a government's true policy priorities. It's been an intense year, very productive year from our point of view, in starting to pursue our vision for a Belize in which more of our public policies are informed by objective analysis of evidence. That, in a sense, is our essence. And to break that down a little bit, just as studying the national budget is important, so is knowing and influencing and accessing and engaging in all public policies that impact our lives. And in a nutshell, that is what Belpre wants to contribute to. For what is a public policy if it is not the official actions that we take as a society, as a country, collectively, to address an issue or problem affecting the public, affecting people, the nation? For sure, then, the public has to be central to all aspects of public policy. And too often, as we know, this is not the case. And this is where Belpre, with UB's support, is working to make a difference. We are integrating in the university as an independent but closely affiliated unit. And that word independence is important because while we are off UB, the kind of work we do requires us to also have our own academic freedom and independence within the university if we're going to have credibility and objectivity.
UB is moving fast on policy. Minister Osmond Martinez hails its evidence-based tracker and wants AI to check progress in real time and refresh it every 2 weeks, limiting human bias and keeping decisions clear, consistent, and accountable.
When I see the University of Belize taking these initiatives, I feel so proud because the University of Belize is the national institution of Belize, it's the national university. And that by itself should also means that you're leading in different areas and being able to look at this policy tracker, which will be guided, by evidence-based policy development, is really helpful because Belize needed. Now, I was very curious and I am very interested to learn more about it. And I don't know what is the direction that it will be going, and how it is heading and how it works. But one of the points that I am very, very interested on is how can, we integrate AI into the policy? Because I was asking Ambassador Dillon, and I say, Ambassador, but how will you monitor the progress of policies? And he was saying, well, we will be looking at this maybe every 2 weeks. We will be making some adjustments and updating it. And what we want to leave out from any policy is humans' interpretation. And I will tell you why. Because humans interpret things different. And so the outcome will be different.
Officials say UB's move to real-time AI-powered tracking is a major step toward clearer, more consistent decision-making. Ahead, Belizeans are speaking up like never before as the demand for counseling surges and more people reach out for help.
Now, one thing I know do, I know lie, I know liar. Let's take a look at $80,000. And yes, I hear son here, they pay a monthly payment of $100 towards it, stuff like that. And if you divide that by 100, 80,000, you get 800 months. Divide that by 12 months, and it will take a person 66 years to pay for a one-bedroom house.
This is why I said when you're going to represent the people of Belize, the least you could do is do some homework. So that is a complete lie again. The project is a project that the government subsidizes quite a portion of it. The only thing that the recipient is responsible for is $12,000 of that. That is paid at $100 a month for 10 years. The government subsidizes all the infrastructure, all the culverts that go in to let them be able to access their home, all the landscaping that is done, all the extra works that need to get done for the home to be a home. All recipients will own their home at the bargain price of $12,000. Because as a single mom, I wish this program existed when I needed a home.
This is unconscionable. This is ridiculous. This is not a program for the poor people. For the poor people.
My fight is for them to see what their people are going through. Not to spout the words, to see, to feel, to understand. For them to sit and be taking pictures and smiling and laughing and saying they care about the people, that's easy to do. When you come in and you do the hard work daily for the people, that's what we do at MIDH. We ensure that our people know that we love them, we care about them, and we're doing our best. Our recipients have formed a relationship with MIDH. They know that they can pick up the phone and they can call us, and we are going to try to address the problems that they have. Yes, we have not gotten to everybody, but we are doing our best. We're trying. So my advice to the area rep for Albert and for myself is get back on the ground and know your people.
Oh, for true? Why? Hallelujah!
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the win, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up. Not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares. People who listen. People who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
Haven't updated your information recently? Well, kick off the new year as a winner. RF&G Insurance is giving you a free chance to win every month. Entering is easy. Just chat with us on WhatsApp and update your information. That's it. You'll be automatically entered into our monthly raffle for a chance to win awesome prizes. Don't wait. Message us on WhatsApp and update your info today. RF&G Insurance. It pays to get it right.
The banking system in Belize continues to advance, and with it, the way we access foreign currency is transforming. Whether you're a business paying suppliers abroad or an individual paying for tuition, medical bills, or vacation, approvals to access foreign currency are now easier and can be done at an authorized dealer, your domestic bank. The Central Bank of Belize has expanded the Exchange Control Authority of domestic banks. Now, Atlantic Bank, Belize Bank, Heritage Bank, and the National Bank can approve and sell foreign currency requests up to 100,000 Belize dollars per transaction, all without prior central bank approval. That means no need to visit the central bank for approvals that are under 100,000 Belize dollars, saving you time, reducing delays, and making the process simpler. And in the case of traveling, you can now get up to the equivalent of 20,000 Belize dollars in foreign currency cash directly from your bank. While the central bank allows these limits, always check with your bank first to confirm availability. For all transactions, simply submit the required documents to your domestic bank. To learn more, contact your domestic bank, scan the QR code, or visit centralbank.org.bz. The Central Bank of Belize, committed in service to the people of Belize.
Mornings with the kids are always busy, but having the space we need makes life easier. With the Jack T8, we have the comfort, reliability, and space we need. With fully breathable leather seats, 6-speed manual transmission, 9-inch LCD screen with Apple CarPlay and Android, 4-cylinder, fully turbo diesel, and space for my entire family. We can count on Jack to get us there safely and comfortably.
Kite flying is fun, but it can also be dangerous. Fly kites safely by following these tips. Never use wire, metallic thread, or wire-reinforced strings. You could be electrocuted. Remember, even a safely built kite can cause a power outage if it gets caught in a power line. Always use paper, plastic, or wood to build kites. Never fly kites near power lines, in the path of traffic, aircrafts, or near highways. Always fly kites with a responsible adult, in open areas, in dry weather, and with clear visibility. Never attempt to remove your kite from a power line. Always call BEL at 0800-235-2273 if your kite gets caught in a power line. Belize Electricity Limited. We care about your safety. Over the past 5 years, Digi has invested more than $17 million to revolutionize Belize's digital future. Our advanced 4G LTE network and expanded fiber infrastructure have empowered vital road arteries, connected the farthest valleys and fertile farmlands, linked the bustling cities to the remote keys, and brought cutting-edge connectivity to schools, businesses, healthcare centers, and tourist destinations, fueling economic growth, enhancing education, and strengthening communities across the nation. By choosing Digi, you're leading Belize's digital transformation, bridging distances, opening opportunities, and empowering every corner of our beautiful country. Connect with Digi. Empower Belize.
Counseling is meant to keep us grounded and emotionally healthy. But here in Belize, many people still see reaching out for help as a sign of weakness. That stigma often forces those who are struggling to do so quietly and alone. Tonight in Belize on Real, we take a closer look at how that mindset is slowly shifting. We meet a dedicated high school counselor who's pushing back against silence and standing up for her students' emotional well-being. News 5's Shane Williams has the story.
For years in Belize, mental health was something people whispered about, if they talked about it at all. Counseling tended to show up only when things were already falling apart, not as a tool to keep your emotional footing. But that mindset is changing. Instead of waiting for a crisis to explode, government agencies are now putting real resources into counseling as a form of prevention, and Belizeans are responding. According to Minister of Human Development Thea Garcia Ramirez, More people are reaching out for support than ever before, with counseling sessions surging in the years since the COVID-19 pandemic. She says it's a sign that Belize is finally beginning to view mental health the same way we view physical health, something worth protecting before it breaks down.
We try to have a counselor at each one of our offices countrywide. Recently, and as of COVID, we are also doing virtual sessions as well. We still have a gap when it comes to the amount of sessions that people ask for and the amount of counselors we have. And sometimes, like for example, we don't have a counselor in San Pedro at the office, and so we send somebody from one of the other offices or maybe from Belize City over to San Pedro like on a bi-weekly basis, but there are other avenues we're trying to use technology and maybe do some virtual sessions where they are appropriate.
Amanda Dixon works with one of the most vulnerable groups, adolescents. Inside her office at Sacred Heart College, students are finding more than just guidance. They're finding a safe space to be heard, understood, and supported. Dixon says building trust with adolescents is key to helping them open up.
I think, well, this is my first year at Sacred Heart. They embrace it because I think that once you're able to meet with them and see them who they are, see them as teenagers and not treat them like something is wrong, they're more willing to share about how they feel, they're more open. So I always tell my students that the success in counseling is just being honest with yourself. But to be honest with yourself means that you just have to be vulnerable. And we're not here to judge you. We're not here to pass anything on you, really, just here to support you.
And that approach is working. More students are now embracing counseling services. Many of them take the first step on their own. It's no longer just about intervention, but prevention, addressing issues before they become lifelong burdens.
We try to offer a space where students feel safe. So honestly, they just come and they ask, Miss, can we make a appointment? Or like you notice, they come here at lunchtime to hang out. And we offer that space for them because we get a lot of information when we just get to know them personally. We do a lot of classroom visits. We make our presence known so that they know that there are people that they can reach out for support. And when there are behavioral concerns, they're mandatory that they see us for counseling.
By normalizing these interactions, counselors are helping to remove the stigma, showing students that asking for help is not weakness but strength.
We really want to offer a space where students feel safe so that they know that they're not alone on their transition in high school, because different forms have different concerns for us, and developmentally it's a huge part of their adolescence, so we're there to support them on their journey.
As more young Belizeans begin to embrace counseling, the hope is that this cultural shift continues, breaking generational silence and promoting healthier communities. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
Children living in the government-run residential care homes will soon get something many others take for granted: new ways to play, unwind, and connect. In a partnership between the Ministry of Human Development and Top Gadgets, the ministry has launched a modern gaming rewards program that gives young residents more than entertainment, it gives them motivation. This isn't just about dropping off a few consoles. It's about using recreation as a tool for growth. Coral Grove Residential Care Facility, Mile 14 Residential Care Facility, and the Dorothy Menzies Child Care Center will soon be outfitted with PlayStation 5s, 50-inch TVs, a full set of games, 18 controllers, and 9 charging stations. Rolled out as part of a structured reward system that celebrates good behavior and academic effort. Officials say the idea is simple: meet kids where they are. Gaming already speaks their language, and with proper supervision, it can build teamwork, sharpen thinking skills, and help them manage stress in a healthier way. As one human services representative puts it, these aren't just gadgets, they're sparks, tools that create joy, boost confidence, and remind children in state care that they matter and that their future still holds possibility. And the ministry says it's committed to making sure every child in its care grows up in an environment that gives them support, stability, and a fair shot at success. The government of Belize is collaborating with the Global Fund to fight AIDS and key NGOs to roll out a major step forward in the fight against HIV by introducing a national HIV self-testing policy. The move positions Belize among a small group of countries in the region offering this option, aimed at expanding access and early detection. Health officials say the policy is especially critical for individuals who are hesitant to visit clinics due to fear of scrutiny or stigma, giving them a more private and convenient way to know their status. Minister of Human Development, Dolores Balderramos Garcia, says the policy has already received full approval and support across sectors.
The self-testing policy gives us the impetus so that persons who may not feel comfortable going to a clinic can have an access to the self-testing kit and do the screening test at home. Now, you would still have to do a confirmatory test, but at least someone who would prefer to do their own screening in privacy and not have to go to a clinic would have access to it. And the terms that we are using these days in terms of our key populations and the at-risk groups are men and their sexual partners, especially young people who may be involved in risky sexual behavior. They would have an opportunity to use the self-testing kit, which will be available countrywide. And we encourage people to know that there are options, to know that these tests are available, and to use it so that we can reduce the incidences of HIV and AIDS, which unfortunately it's still very high. I mean, over 200 cases a year, we consider that to be high. And so we have to keep working at bringing down the incidence, making sure that there's prevention, making sure that there's care and treatment, so that people who may be HIV positive, who are HIV positive, can get to what we call the viral suppression.
And the National AIDS Commission is getting aggressive in its push for national HIV viral suppression. The self-test policy is just one part of the wider differentiated services delivery model. Belize also boasts integrated healthcare treatment for HIV. While some countries have designated health facilities for individuals seeking HIV testing and treatment, Belizeans can visit any public health facility across the country, see any doctor, and access the services free of cost. These services include testing, treatment for those who are positive, and preventative medication for individuals who are sexually active.
We can say we have reached this achievement of having a policy that will clearly align what will be the implementation at national level of this self-testing kits, and not only self-testing modality, but also the access to PrEP and other prevention measures for the HIV. Through the Ministry of Economic Transformation, who is the principal recipient for the Global Fund Cycle 7, fully engaged to ensure that the government at the national level have sustainability beyond any grant, but for the government to start taking leadership not only through the Ministry of Health and Wellness, but we need to understand that HIV at national level is business of everyone.
Belize, again, is one of the few countries in the Caribbean that offers these medications free of cost for people who are HIV negative, for them to remain HIV negative. PrEP is a medication you can take daily that prevents you from getting HIV. And PEP, or post-exposure prophylaxis, which is the second medication, is a medication that is given to persons who have had some type of sexual exposure within a 72-hour period for them to be prevented from catching HIV, whether the condom broke, whether it was through sexual assault or abuse. And PEP is the medication given within a 72 hours to prevent HIV. PrEP is a medication you can take daily to prevent you from having HIV, and you take that daily to prevent you from having HIV. Now, these medications are all available at all government facilities countrywide, free of cost.
Up next, Orange Walk is gearing up for a major upgrade with 2 new water facilities set to boost reliability and keep the taps flowing.
farmer ready to adopt climate-smart practices? The future of farming is resilient, sustainable, and profitable, and we are here to help you achieve just that. Whether cultivating half an acre or 200 acres, DFC offers affordable financing options and a matching grant up to $12,000 for Window 1 and up to $60,000 for Window 2 to help make your farm climate smart, withstand unpredictable weather patterns, and adapt practices that enhance productivity and efficiency. This program is ideal for farmers and cooperatives. Women farmers are highly encouraged to take advantage. Join us in creating a resilient and sustainable agricultural future for Belize. Apply now and take the next step towards a stronger, greener tomorrow.
In the heart of the Kayo district, Calico Jacks is proving that sustainability and success can go hand in hand.
When Calico Jacks wanted to move to solar energy, the biggest difficulty for us was the finance. Belize Bank believed in our vision, and we are very happy and grateful that they gave us this opportunity for the financing.
Through the Credit Risk Abatement Facility, a partnership between Belize Bank and the CARICOM Development Fund, small and medium businesses can access financing for renewable and energy-efficient solutions with reduced collateral requirements.
Here at SCSB, we're grateful for Belize Bank to make it easy for our clients to go green. We're proud to work with businesses like Calico Jacks to help them lower their costs and their carbon footprint.
At Belize Bank, we are powering Belize's transition to renewable energy, one business at a time. Together with our partners, we're making sustainable financing accessible for all.
Belize Bank, financing a greener, stronger Belize.
The Social Security Board's new whistleblower reporting system makes it easy and confidential to speak up by reporting misuse of the Social Security services and benefits, including fraud, misconduct, false claims, and more. If you know of any unethical or illegal activity relating to SSB benefits, claims, or personnel, go to ssbspeakup.integrityline.com or use our toll-free hotline 0800-SPEAK-UP, 0800-773-2587. This confidential reporting system is a way for you to report concerns or incidents privately without fear of reprisal. Your submission is confidential and anonymous. The Social Security Board is committed to providing a secure, confidential medium for whistleblowing that promotes organizational accountability and enhances public confidence in our services.
What happens when you step off the edge?
Too late to back out now. He said I'm ready. No, I'm not.
And land somewhere unexpected. Sometimes it breaks you open. Wild at root?
That is very bitter.
But sweet on the tongue. Where history calls out, and you answer with open arms. This isn't just a journey. It's across borders.
That was amazing!
Connection isn't something you switch on. It's something you build together.
Connected through culture.
Culture isn't preserved in silence. It's kept alive through participation.
Connected through education.
Education doesn't always look like a classroom. Sometimes it looks like someone taking the time to teach and someone else choosing to learn.
Connected through sports.
Before the wins, before the applause, there's belonging. Here, young people learn more than how to play. They learn how to stand together.
Connected through community.
Community isn't a campaign, it's showing up, not once, but every time it matters.
Connected through you.
Behind every connection is a person who cares, people who listen, people who stay. We don't just connect services, we connect you to your world.
Connected through every chapter.
Smart, bringing people together.
Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is shaking up regional politics, openly breaking from fellow CARICOM leaders and questioning the direction of the entire bloc. While CARICOM heads agreed earlier this year to give Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett a second term starting August 2026, Persad-Bissessar isn't having it. Asked whether she supported Barnett's reappointment, she cut straight to the point. No, and she didn't stop there. Persad-Bissessar went further, accusing CARICOM of failing for 52 years and warning that nothing will change in the next 52. With that, she announced a major pullback. Trinidad and Tobago will reduce its financial support to the regional body. That's a big deal. TNT currently covers about 22% of CARICOM's budget, contributing $4 to $5 million a year, plus extra funding through development and energy programs. Her message is unmistakable. Trinidad and Tobago won't keep footing the bill if its concerns about leadership and performance go unanswered. As CARICOM prepares for Dr. Barnett's next term, Persad-Bissessar's stance injects new tension into the region and raises serious questions about what Caribbean cooperation will look like moving forward. Residents of Orange Walk Town are getting a major boost to their water supply system as Belize Water Services, along with government officials, rolled out new infrastructure aimed at improving reliability and climate resilience. The upgrades come amid growing concerns over aging wells and the impact of climate change on water quality and supply. News 5's Shane Williams reports.
For years, Orange Walk's water system has depended heavily on a small network of wells, some now under strain from climate change and rising salinity levels. Executive Chairman of the Belize Water Services Limited, Cornelia Acosta, says before today, Orange Walk had barely enough water to satisfy demand and no backup system when the main line was compromised.
We've seen where climate change has severely affected two of our main wells in Orange Walk. We have 4 wells here. One of them has completely collapsed. The other one, we're looking at increased salinity, which is a bit strange being inland, right? So at that point, we said, you know what, there's a need for a backup. These wells provide about 90% of the water that the consumers use here in Orange Walk. We had a discussion with Prime Minister. We said we informed them of the urgency. We managed to get the property that we have now in Pettville, I think it's about 10 acres, to put additional wells. So we started off with 2 wells. We've commissioned the first one. That well alone can provide about 50% of the water that the consumers demand for Orange Walk.
At the same time, government is investing in expanded storage and pumping capacity, key to ensuring consistent service even during outages.
As you said, we had 2 inaugurations. We did first the Pettville pumping station, which has a capacity of 300,000 gallons per day. And that is an important pumping station because for many years they have been depending on the Clark Street pumps. And so that, along with this storage facility, will lend to reliability, to resilience, especially in terms of climate change and in delivering of water services to the residents of Pettville and of Orange Walk Town. It stores 50,000 gallons of water, and this is intended as a redundancy for the supply of water to Orange Walk Town. In the case of an outage, this supplies for up to 3 hours, giving the technicians a chance to go in and make the necessary repairs without the residents feeling an immediate loss of water services.
For residents, those improvements can't come soon enough. Frequent breaks and aging infrastructure have long disrupted daily life. And when the disruptions lead to frustration, the man who must answer the many phone calls is Mayor Ladrick Shepherd.
When we have these breakage, sometimes you can feel it try because when they have these breakage, you have to call the mayor because at the end of the day you have to break the street. Like I said, like Honorable Kevin Bernard just mentioned, it's true. We used to come around here. Then what's the nice part with it? When every time the tank used to full, it runs over. So most of the kids used to come over and enjoying the nice water that spills around. But the watchman used to chase us away, But that's a fun part to remember. And I know seeing that old tank removed and replace it with this new one, man, it's huge. BWS has really been doing their job.
With the new wells, expanded storage and upgraded pumping capacity, officials say Orange Rock's water system is now better equipped to withstand both growing demand and the pressure of a changing climate. Shane Williams reporting for News 5.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available at greaterbelize.com, on our Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, good night.